In truth, everyone gets their wings the day they are born, and if one has the courage to spread those wings, then he'll fly for sure. So keep flying higher so that others are inspired to fly with you. Being depressed is like being a frog at the bottom of a well. A frog in a well does not hope to swim in the ocean or go diving in deep seas. What they're looking at since the day they are born isn't the ocean, but the sky. It is because the frog lived inside a cramped and small space. He knows better than anyone how precious freedom is, how good it will feel to finally fly. He watched birds fly since the day he was born. He grew envious, but one bird had the courage to fly down into that well, to understand the frog and to help him out, to experience flight, to show him and inspire him to spread his wings. The frog then learned that he was born not to stare up at the sky and hope one day to not have to, but to see the sky as his goal, to reach for the sky and one day fly. But not all birds would be willing to go to the bottom of the well to help out the frog. Some birds take flight, thinking it nothing more than what they were born to do, finding boredom and a longing for some other life whenever they soar in the frog's sought-after sky. But still, they aren't willing to go the extra step, make the random turn. The reason the bird went into the well was not because he was trying to help. He went to the well because he wanted to change the life he lived. He was being selfish, but the frog wouldn't allow it. He hid his own sadness and pain by trying to promise the bird that the life he lived was grand and amazing and beautiful, and the frog would give his heart and soul to be in the bird's place. The bird felt the same way toward the frog, wanting to trade him and live in the well. The frog wasn't able to come out of the well immediately. It took days to convince the bird that the well was nothing but a nightmare, that the well would try and break the bird's wings, trapping him in a dark eternity surrounded by darkness, the only light being the sky, as birds looked down and laughed with their squawks and tweets. The beginning of this story made it seem like the frog was the one that needed help, but the bird needed it just as much. The frog was willing to sacrifice his own happiness, not wanting to trade the bird homes, but wanting to stay with the bird and be free together, to fly together. That is depression. Despite the frog being in that dark eternity, he'd much rather guarantee that the bird that so desperately wanted to be in the well would not want to anymore. The frog wanted to make sure that the bird would not feel the sadness he felt, so the frog put on a mask and told the bird with a smile on his lips and water in his eyes, "You don't want this." The bird refuses to believe it until the frog finally breaks down, his eyes red with the salt that his tears were causing. He tells the bird at that moment, "I would rather give my life than experience the sky without you." You see, the frog didn't know this bird for any longer than a few days, but he'd give his life to make sure that his sadness wasn't passed on but gone, erased, like the dark eternity should be. When the frog finally experienced flight with the bird, pure bliss overcame him. But a dark eternity isn't so easily forgotten. The frog's confidence broke. He felt like he couldn't touch the sky alone, that he'd forever be dependent on someone who, at first, didn't really want anything to do with him. But the bird encouraged the frog to open his eyes, for he was still seeing the world through the small circle. He didn't see the greatness around him. The frog accomplished his first dream, and instead of retreating back to the comfort of the well he had known since his birth, he flew with the bird until he had a new dream, to swim in the ocean. Humans can't fight depression alone, and sometimes it takes a selfish outsider to help them realize it and conquer it. Don't just see the sky anymore. Climb out of the well, stretch your wings, and find your dreams.